So please start.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everybody. And the topic assigned to me is integrated pig cum fish farming system, a pathway for doubling farmers' income. So we will discuss regarding integration of pig and fish farming and how this will help in doubling the farmer income or at least increasing the farmer income. Uh, Before going to that, I will want to discuss the what is the present status of agricultural sector of India. And as we know that total land area of country is 2.4, and we are having more than 18% human population and more than 16% of livestock population. India is having more than 55% buffalo, about 16% cattle, wild cattle, 20% goat. So there is a burden on our land in terms of population of human as well as livestock. And under such circumstances, the agriculture share in country GDP is 18.3. It is gradually decreasing, and presently it is about 18. And in this livestock sector share in agriculture is increasing day by day, and presently it is about 30%. So livestock sector is a first engine which is taking the movement of agriculture improvement in the country. And presently also agriculture implied 59% total workforce. So 70% of rural households still depend primarily on agriculture for livelihood. So it is a major sector, and we cannot ignore it. And 82% farmers are still small and marginal farmers. So we have to more focus on that area. And that's why government is stressing on agriculture as well as also carved out a new ministry in livestock, fishery and dairy. Presently, what are the constraints in agriculture? High input cost, particularly seed, fertilizer, labor, diesel, or pesticides. This leads to low income. So there is resentment, particularly in North India, and we have also seen the agitation by farmers so that they can get the remunerative price. So there is a very much such type of issue are coming up. And small and fragmented land holding is also a major issue. So technology infusion is also a problem due to small in size and fragmented land holding. So a farmer is not able to invest much higher in technology nowadays because of its economical status and fragmented land holding also. Then poor irrigation facility. The government is striving in this direction also, but if we consider throughout India, the still major chunk is depend upon monsoon, and irrigation facility is also not developing as the requirement of agricultural farmers. Then poor productivity, though we are doing agriculture in a vast area, but still, if we consider productivity both in terms of agriculture, crop science, horticulture, or in terms of livestock production also, productivity per unit area, productivity per animal is still we are lacking behind. Then there is a problem of monoculture, particularly Punjab, Haryana, and Western UP, paddy and wheat cycle is quite predominant, and government is giving stress to diversify this through livestock farming, through various type of horticulture crop also, so that the dependency on monoculture can be minimized. And low remunerative price of crop and marketing facility is also a major issue nowadays. If you consider nutritional status, why we should go for integration? Because presently, if you consider nutritional status, while achieving food sufficiency production, India still account for a quarter of world's hunger people and home of over 194.6 million, that is 13.7% of undernourished people. So it is a quite big population. And nowadays, government is also giving food to every family, considering this type of food to achieve the food sufficiency. Though we are able to provide food, but still there is a lot to be done if we consider nutrition sufficiency. So about 43% children in India are chronically undernourished. This is highest in the world because 50% women and 60% children are still anemic. So the future of country depend upon children, and the women are the major a family. If we consider family, the women are the center of that family. So we have to give more focus on this aspect of women and child health. India ranking in global hunger index 27.3 index, placing it about 105th out of 127 countries in the 2024 FAO report. So it is a very grave condition if you consider such type of data, global hunger index, and women play important role in agriculture along with their household work, particularly if you consider livestock. Then the women play major workforce also, and their role is quite prominent. Country need to improve its management of agriculture practices on multiple fronts. So to counter such type of issue, government and NGOs and all the farmers associations also focusing on increasing income of farming household, how we can increase the income. Then major issue is how we can diversify production of crop. Because if you diversify, then dependence on particular crop it can be minimized, and it will provide security also in terms of any eventuality or any adverse circumstances. Then empowering of women, how we can empower, because 50% population is women and their role is quite prominent in agriculture, particularly livestock sector. So we have to empower the women so that and every penny goes to women is very judicially used if we consider them as compared to men. So designing careful price and subsidy policy, then diversification of agricultural livelihood to agri-allied sector such as animal husbandry, fishery, forestry. So this is a very important aspect how we can diversify our livelihood. And this pig cum fish farming, it provide one of the best option through this diversification and also mutual integration, so that how we can properly utilize the available resources or per unit productivity of a crop or livestock sector can be improved. Regarding pig and fish integration, we are now coming to that point as you assigned topic. Livestock and aquaculture are vital for rural livelihood, and pig rearing, as you know, it is a low investment, high return, and pigs are quite prolific. We can get in just as gestation period is about 114 days. So 3 farrowing we can get in 2 years. Every 8 months we can get a farrowing, and the piglet we can get in a litter is about 8 to 14. So it is a more prolific breeds. Then fish farming, it is also helping nutrient recycling and is a good source of protein also. And this integration ensures sustainability and higher income for small farmers. So it provides a very good option for the farmer to integrate pig and fish farming so that they can get maximum from the minimum. So what are the, why we integrate? Because efficient resource utilization, as I am discussing, that land, feed, manure, water, we can efficiently use these both the resources in terms of land or feed or manure or water. Then pig convert agro waste into nutritious food. So pig are the omnivorous type of species. They can utilize veg, non-veg, horticulture crop, vegetable crop, also grains. So they have we have all the options, and they are better converter of these agro waste into nutritious meat. Then pig manure fertilize, help in the fertilizing of the pond, and it leads to plankton growth, both zooplankton, phytoplankton, and which are utilized by the fish as a feed. So it provides a good feed to the fish also, and it reduces 60 to 70% of their feed cost of fish farming, because it is a non-ruminant animal and the undigested part is directly utilized by the fish. Then diversified income reduce the risk. If we get income from various resources, naturally it get diversified, and the dependency on a particular resources can be minimized. So it provides a security to the farmer and reduce the risk for any eventuality. Then employment generation for rural community, because particularly the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, people from particular northeast region where the rainy season is quite prominent, and the preference of pig meat is quite good in northeastern region, particularly Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram, and Odisha, Bengal, and all such Bihar, and in south also. So it provides a very good employment generation for rural communities. If you consider status of pig industry, pig population in India is about 9 million. Though we are, if we consider worldwide, we are not a major player, but particularly northeastern states are leading pork producing state in India, particularly Assam, Jharkhand, Meghalaya, or in other states also. They have a good population of pig, And India has a significant vegetarian population and large Muslim population that does not consume pork. So this is a little bit bottleneck, but nowadays, due to change in the feeding habit, people have extra income also, and the tribals and the SC and ST community persons, they still have a huge demand in northeastern state, and they prefer this type of meat. And there are about 10 registered indigenous pig breeds in India. Though their growth is a little bit lower as compared to exotic breeds, but they are hardy, well adapted to the environment condition, and chances of disease or suffering is also less. And particularly tribal people, they prefer the meat of these native breeds because they consider it is more nutritious or more in taste. It is quite good as compared to exotic breeds. So the preference is also toward these indigenous breeds. And about 80% to 79.03% of the total pig population is of indigenous and non-discrete pigs. So still it is also a major chunk. If you consider fish farming in India, India ranks second in world in total fish production. We are producing presently about 8%, and it is second in the world in terms of total aquaculture production. And we have reservoir about 3.15 million hectares, then ponds, tanks, 2.36 million hectares, river and canals, 2.19 million hectares. So we have huge water resources, and it provides a good opportunity to utilize these type of resources. We can tap these, and there is a 6.5-fold growth in fish production over last 2 decades. Because government is also nowadays stressing on fish aquaculture and particularly inland fishery production. Then annual fish production is about 17.5 million metric ton, and freshwater aquaculture it contributes about 75% of total aquaculture production. So it provides a major opportunity for this integration system, and this contribution to agriculture GDP, the aquaculture is about 5.15%. And the India, major carp like Katla, Rahu, Gringal, they are the mainstay of freshwater aquaculture in India because of their fast growth and higher acceptability to consumers. Because their preference of consumer is toward this type of fish, and they relish it, and they are the major contribution of the aquaculture production. If you consider why we are giving so much stress on the fish farming, because higher profit than agriculture and livestock farming. They give a good remuneration in terms of input, and day-to-day management is also less. And beneficial alternative for waste and low-lying land area, which is not being utilized for agriculture production or livestock production, that type of land can also be utilized for fish production. Then integrated fish farming is possible, so we can also minimize this our input if we manage this integrated fish farming. We will discuss now. And less labor requirement, no problem of marketing, because a lot of market is also available, particularly due to migratory population. Nowadays in North India also, earlier there was a less demand, but nowadays there is a huge demand of fish. Then pond as a storage tank for agriculture. These fish pond can also be utilized as a source of water for agriculture, for irrigation purpose, and if we consider for piggery also for flushing and for use of for washing of the floor and all such. So they are interdependent. We can utilize this water of the pond for the cleaning purpose also. Then waste output of one as an input for the other. So waste of one is utilized by the other one. So particularly if we consider integration of this pig and fish, then waste of fish, urine or manure or dung of the piggery, it is being utilized by the fish under integration farming system, and it drastically reduces the cost of fish feed. The fish is more healthy than mutton because of their low cholesterol and easy digestible. Because of we are considered obesity problem is also going on nowadays, diabetic conditions and cholesterol problem. So fish provide a good alternative to the non-vegetarian population. Instead of going for red meat, they can prefer fish. Then growth driver of pig and fishery sector. These are the I am discussing expanding middle class. So income of middle class is increasing, and they are more preferred towards the non-veg food. So per capita consumption income is increasing. The young and growing population, and due to urbanization nowadays, People are coming out of their native area. They are going to metro cities, and they are nowadays consuming such type of fishery, piggery, or product. Then food security to nutrition security. The population earlier there was challenge for food security. Now, due to increasing income and the government is also supporting, we are moving from food security to nutrition security so that every person can get sufficient nutrients, balanced ration. That's why government is also introducing food in the schools also to increase the student, to decrease the dropouts, and to maintain their good nutrition security of the kids. Then education and awareness. This all create awareness on the processed meat and protein intake. We are Indian, as we are carbohydrate eating population. So generally, major population is deficient in the protein intake. So fish and pig, they are also act as a they give option to the population to improve their protein intake. Pig and fish farming, integration of these farming is an economical, viable, and productive system for both rural farmer as well as commercial enterprises. So persons or farmer in the tribal areas and rural areas, they can also adopt because they are generally maintaining the pigs. So they can go for fishery also and integrate them. And for commercial enterprises also, there are various farmer, big farmer also, they are adopting such type of, because there is issue in Punjab and other area also regarding environment or how we can dispose of the waste of piggery. So it provides a good opportunity to utilize it, and the problem of waste can also be minimized. Then supplemental feed and fertilizer. The high cost input in fish farming are not needed in such system, and the cost of input is therefore reduced. So particularly the high cost in feed cost can be decreased from 70 to about 70% in this integration. Then pig excreta is a very efficient fertilizer for fish pond with the characteristic of both organic as well as inorganic component. It consists of about 70% moisture, 1.3 to 2% nitrogen, 0.36 to 0.39 phosphate, and 0.5% potash. So it provides a good bloom or phytoplankton, zooplankton, these tiny algae and zooplankton, they are being utilized by the fish also. So it is a provide good option. With low initial cost for piglet, make pig farming along with fish a common investment for poor farmers. And the cost of fish feed is also reduced drastically due to utilization of pig excreta and waste feed by the fishes. So such type of it give a good advantage to the farmer, particularly the fish farmer, to utilize these pig excreta as a feed for the fish. Then waste low-lying land is efficiently utilized. We have discussed improving breeds are available nowadays for rearing under. So particularly the Yorkshire breed, Landish breed, Hampshire, Berkshire, these are commonly available nowadays in India also. And farmer can utilize these breeds because they have good mothering ability, particularly the Yorkshire breed having about 14 to 16 piglets in a litter. So they are more prolific, having good growth. Their meat is also preferred by the persons in the
फाइनेंशियल लास्ट
जस्ट अ मिनट सर
कंप्लीट हुआ है तो ये
कौशल प्लीज म्यूट
कौन बोला
डॉक्टर कौशल आर यू लिसनिंग
और नहीं बोल पाया
डॉक्टर कौशल प्लीज म्यूट योरसेल्फ कंटिन्यू सर प्लीज सॉरी फॉर द इंटरप्शन
no problem. Then the pig meat or live animal fetch a good price in the market because of higher growth rate. We can achieve the about 80 to 90 kg body weight into 8 to 9 months. So it provides a good price to the farmer also, and this pig meat is also being utilized. So it is market is available. Farmer can get a good price for pig meat also. And due to migratory population, the fish market also quite.
नमस्कार जनरल जी, वो तो मिल गया, काम चल गया होगा आपका.
And these are the some suitable pig breeds which we can consider for this integration. If we go for exotic breeds,
काम करिएगा,
the
अकाउंट खुलवा लीजिएगा.
middle white Yorkshire breed, as this you are it is visible now lower left. Then Berkshire, Duroc, this Berkshire, this Duroc breed, then land-based breed,
वो ठीक रहेगा, नहीं तो इधर पर
These are
इधर से
the
उधर से
common important breeds which the farmer can select for this integration. Or
नहीं, हम न्यूट्रिशन वाला का तो
breeds
सेम
which
दिए
are
फैजाबाद सब कर दिए हैं,
adaptable.
नहीं रखिए हमको, तो दूसरे लोग होंगे तो देख के
Hello.
एग्जैक्ट सेम डेट है,
The
हम
crossed
उसको बोले
indigenous breeds are
तो कम
adaptable
से कम जाएंगे,
and under
पूछिएगा ना
Indian
फैजाबाद में
condition.
एकदम सेम।
Large and middle white Yorkshire are most
वो लगा कि
successful breeds.
रास्ते से
So
बात
farmer
करें, लेकिन चलो
can
फिर इस
get the
हिसाब से
piglet of
परमिशन
these
ले।
breeds and they can start their piggery farm and integrate with the fish production. So these are the common breeds which are nowadays preferred by the farmer. If we go for regarding some basic point of pig housing and management, then we have to consider that pigs are quite sensitive to climate, and we have to provide a well-protected housing need. We have to protect them against environmental extremes in winter and particularly in summer, because pigs are quite sensitive to thermal stress. And so we have to provide a wallowing area or tank or some sprinkler may be applied, or we can generally wash in the peak hours of summer season, particularly from 12 to 4 p.m. So two housing system can be adopted, indoor and open air system as per the available resources, or combined system is also quite effective. And space requirements, so with liter is 80 square feet covered area, we can give 70 square feet of open area if we are maintaining the under open system. So regarding feeding and breeding management topics, we have to consider that feed cost is 70% of total cost of piggery. So we can utilize swill or kitchen or hotel waste and agro byproducts, particularly if there are horticulture or vegetable market is nearby. The waste of these, or if there is no poor market, then we can purchase them. These vegetables, they can also be being utilized by the farmers. Then 30 kg pig can reach about 70 kg in 70 days with kitchen waste also. So most of the farmer for their growing phase, I have encountered many farmers who are utilizing these kitchen waste from the hostels and dhabas, and they are utilizing these for their growing pigs. They are only providing grains or commercial feed to their pigs, which are used for breeding purpose or for lactating sow or breeding sow. But for growing, they are using this kitchen waste to decrease the cost of the production. And adult about 2 kg concentrate per day is required. And if sow which is pregnant, then its requirement is about 2.5 kg average requirement. It depends upon breeds also. Then lactating sow, its requirement little bit higher, about 3 kg. And piglet consume about 10 kg cream feed up to 8 weeks of age. So till 8 weeks, a piglet can consume about 10 kg. So these are the ration which are generally required under ideal condition. Then breeding age is about 8 to 9 months in piggery, and at that age, a sow reaches about 80 to 90 kg body weight. So its puberty started and it come into heat, and we can use boar and sow ratio 1:20. 20 for sow, one boar is sufficient, and we have to remove that boar for every 2 to 3 years to avoid inbreeding. Then estrus cycle in pig is 21 days. So every 21 days, a sow come into heat, and right time for mating is 24 hours of onset of heat. As the heat symptoms, animals show aggressiveness or it is show producing sound or frequent urination and such type of symptom are observing. Then after 24 hours, we can go for breeding, and followed by second mating after 8 to 12 hours, so that we can get vaccine fertilization and the big litter size. Then gestation period is about 14 days in pig, and we can breed sow 3 times in 2 years. Means for every 8 months, we can get a one farrow. So we can, it is more prolific animal, and we can get about 12 to 14 or about may go up to 16 piglet in a litter. Then care of piglet and health is also important, because maximum mortality take place during the early days of the piglet. It is quite sensitive and vulnerable also. So 8 to 12 piglet per farrowing are the average, and to prevent piglet anemia. It is a common condition in pigs if they are reared on the RCC cement floor. Then iron injection we have to provide at day 2 about 50 milligram in 1 ml dose is there, and repeat it at about 4 weeks of age. So this will prevent the piglet anemia. Then we can go for needle teeth removal, we can cut these in 1 to 2 days after birth, because otherwise they will irritate the mother during lactation, during milk feeding. So we have to remove these needle teeth of the piglets. Then weaning at 6 to 8 week old age. At about 2 months, 1.5 to 2 months, we have to wean the animal from or remove them from milk feeding, and at that about 10 to 12 kg body weight they achieve. Then creep feeding, we provide them ration, 20% protein ration from 1 week of age, and they are quite sensitive to heat stroke, so we have to protect them against thermal stress. Then vaccination is also against swine fever, FMD, and regular deworming also essential. So all the biosecurity measures we should adopt, and there should be no movement of unwanted persons or animal to your farm. And we have to protect our animals so that infection cannot get from outside. And we have to provide lime or foot bath also at the entrance, so that the health can be maintained. These are the regarding pigs. Then if we consider a fish subsystem under this integration system, then pond management is the important aspect. We can go for pond size 0.3 to 0.5 hectare, manageable by small farmer. Means about 1 acre pond size is sufficient. But we have to maintain depth 2 to 3 meter, and at least 5 feet water level should be always be there, minimum, particularly during summer. And the soil pH, the area where we have to excavate or prepare pond, it should be about neutral soil, 6.5 to 7.5. Or if it is acidic, then we have to utilize lime also. So lime applied to correct the acidity level. Then we avoid the area which is flood prone area to ensure perennial water also. And such type of issue can also be maintained that no carnivorous type of fish can enter, and there should not be any flood. Then remove weeds and predative fish, like we can remove predative fish, because there are various type of catfishes which can eat these fingerlings, or when we provide this fish shield in our farm, that can the predative fish can harm us by eating them. So we have to use for mahua cake, or we can also remove with the help of netting or lime. So such type of measures can be taken to prevent these predative fish. And then we have to consider what are the fish species and their stocking. Generally, we prefer these carps, the filter the feeders, the carps and tilapia. These are the fishes which can utilize the plankton, zooplanktons from the water, and indigenously katla, rohu, bringal, kalbasu. These are the common indigenous carps which are available and preferred by the persons who is consume these fish. They are very delicate also. Then or this delicacy is also particularly these katla, rahu is preferred by the person. Then exotic carps are also there, particularly grass carps, silver carps, and common carps. These are the quite common nowadays, and they are exotic in nature, but generally reared by the fish farmer under composite fish culture. Then stocking ratio for katla and silver carp, they are the surface feeder. So for utilize the proper space and resources, these are provided about 30 to 35% fingerlings or seed should be of katla and silver, so that they can utilize the floating feed particles and zooplankton, plankton. Then column feeders are there, rahu and grass carps. So the rahu, about 15 to 20% rahu seed should be provided, and so that they can utilize the space and area of the column feeder in between bottom and the floating. And then grass carp is also there. They can utilize this vegetation on the burns, and we can also provide to grass carp the fodder, the sorghum or barsim and all such type of fodder can also be given if there is a very less vegetation on the burns. Then regarding meringal and common carps, which are bottom feeders, we can go for 40 to 45% under composite culture. and grass carp about 5 to 10%. So they play a very important role, and we can utilize the complete water space and resources by going for composite culture, and we can get maximum fish production from our pond or unit area. AFRI recommend about 8,500 fish per hectare, and ICRNA is also providing about 6,000 fish per hectare. So this is the stocking rate or seed rate, we can say, we should provide to the fish pond at the time of stocking or seeding. Then pig waste under integration can be act as a manure, because each pig produce about 500 to 600 kg of dung per year. And this heavy nutrient content, as we discussed, about 1 to 2% nitrogen, then phosphorus also there, moisture 70%. So this about 30 to 40 pigs can fertilize 1 hectare pond. And for if it is 1 acre, so about 10 to 12 pigs are sufficient. And under organic manure, it boosts the plankton, and this is natural fish feed, and fish can utilize these plankton or zooplankton. These are algae, small algae and insect. After if we provide this manure to the sea or aquaculture, then they will produce this type of plankton which is being utilized by the fish as a feed. Then avoid application during algal bloom. If there is too much organic matter, then it may lead to algal bloom or decrease in oxygen, biological oxygen demand also, oxygen level also get decreased. And under such a condition, we have to, for some period, stop the inclusion of such type of manure to the water. Then production and economics, if we consider under integration system, growth rate of katla is about 1.29 gram per day. Then grass carp is also 0.87 gram, the common carp. So they show about 0.5 to 1 gram per day. There is an increase in the body weight, and economic returns for per farmer is, if you consider input output ratio, is so about 1 to 2 in first year, and it is 1 to 2.25 in the second year. So for every penny we expand, we return in terms of doubling it. So 0.5 hectare pond under farm condition, it gives a net profit of about 700, 300 under farm condition. Then if under 0.16 hectare pond under village condition, then it is give net profit about 11,500. But under such village condition, it is without cost of pig feed, because feed are generally maintained on common property resources, or they are provided feed waste also. And these are the some study who observed that about 10,000 or more than 10,000 we can get in the village condition. Then what are the constraints and challenges? There are certain challenges also because of lack of quality fish feed. It is a major problem nowadays. Private fish hatcheries are coming up, but there is no control on quality fish feed. So farmers sometimes suffer because of poor quality. So it is also a major issue. Then scarcity of affordable feed, because for fish production we have to provide initial stage some fish feed also. For that we can use rice bran about 44%, then 44% mustard cake or groundnut cake can be utilized, then 10% fish meal, then 1.5% mineral mixture and 0.5% salt. Or we can avoid fish meal and can go for about 50% rice bran and 50% mustard or groundnut cake. And along with that mineral mixture about 1 to 2% and 0.5% salt. That is also being utilized for the as a fish feed. Then seasonal water scarcity is sometimes also an issue. And then credit and extension, these facility gaps. Most of the time government is stressing on agriculture extension, and the agriculture development officers are there, but there is a very less fish extension officers, or hardly one in every district. So we have to give more focus. These are the problematic bottleneck in the fish productivity, how we can encourage the farmer to adopt fish culture. Then consumer reluctance to fish from manure fed ponds. Some consumer, they prefer the fish should get prepared feed instead of this manure or pig manure. as their feed. So sometimes such type of issue may also arise. There are certain thumb rule for optimum production. We have to maintain at least about 1 to 1.5 meter depth of the water always, because it will maintain more column, water column, and fish can properly rear in, we can rear in that area. If it is below that, less than 5 foot, then fish are also exposed to various type of problems, and water can also heat up, and this leads to poor growth or sometimes mortality also. Then we can apply lime per hectare, about 12 quintal lime in split doses. It depends upon what are the acidity of the crop area. If there is too acidic, then we can apply in initial stage about 1/3, and then every month we can go for a lime application. Then apply organic manure. Initial cow dung we can use, otherwise pig dung is about 1/5 we can utilize, about 10 quintal per hectare. Then after stocking fish seed, pig dung is applied 50 kg per hectare per day. In initial stage, at the time of stocking of fish seed, we can go for 10 quintal, and after that we can continue discharge about 50 kg per hectare per day. And we can eradicate predator fish also, because sometimes the predator fish may get chance to enter your fish pond, and they may eat the particularly young fingerlings or fish. So we have to eradicate them. Then composite fish culture we have to adopt. We how ringle, carp, grass carp, they can be common carp, silver carp, they can utilize. Then stocking density, there are various up for 5 to 8,000 fingerling per hectare can be utilized. And monitor water quality regularly, because sometimes due to poor water quality or oxygen demand, oxygen level get decreased, or due to high organic matter, sometimes this may lead to complication, or mortality can also take place, or animal or the fish may get skin disease or lice, or such type of parasitic problem may also arise. So water quality we have to regularly monitor. Then what are the sustainability and benefits of it is a zero waste approach, because the recycling utility taking place. So wastage of one can be act as an input for the other. So all the piggery waste or it's dung or manure, which is a major problem of environmental pollution, may lead to smell, and sometimes some villages or some neighbors, they also show some their resentment or problems because of menace of flies and mosquitoes and smell. So such type issue doesn't arise if we go for integration. So this cycle need to take place, and the social problems such type can be minimized. Then reduce dependency on chemical fertilizer. If we are not using for manuring, then we have to go for urea or single super phosphate or potash, particularly for 50 kg per hectare urea, or 5 to 6 kg single super phosphate, or 10 kg per hectare, and potash for about 50 kg per hectare. So this is too costly. So the dependency on chemical fertilizer is also minimal under integration. Then soil water ecosystem, it help in the overall improvement in the ecosystem. Soil and water health is also improved. Then higher animal protein production in per unit area. Then employment and income from for marginal farmer, it provide a good opportunity for the marginal farmers, small scale farmer or laborers or tribal friends to adopt this type of venture in piggery and fishery integration. It helping their employment generation and also strengthen their economical status. And then pond marking, it also the settled part. If we continue apply such type of manure, then this pond, this muck can develop, and which can be utilized as an organic fertilizer for crops. If we drain the soil water, and this organic layer of the in the pond can be removed after drying, and this soil acts as a fertilizer for the vegetable horticulture crop. Then what is the conclusion? How we way forward? Integrated pig and fish farming is sustainable and profitable, and it is more resource efficient. Means same land produces both pork and fish. So more area we can get maximum from a minimum area. So per unit productivity get increased, and then high return with low investment. Means if we consider ROI ratio, return against our investment, then it will provide a high return with low investment. Then sports doubling farmer income by 2030. As our Prime Minister is focusing how we can doubling farmers' income, and this is also the theme of this national training course. How recent technology of agriculture, horticulture, livestock based integrated farming system for doubling farmers' income. So it is quite relevant and it can work. Support this system of doubling farmer income, and it needs institutional credit and a policy support from the government, because the farmers has been discussed about 85% farmers are small marginal farmers. They are various poor tribals also, which are engaged in piggery, which are engaged in fish production. So their policy should be such that we can support such population, we can provide them credit, we can provide them basic infrastructure, or so that they can get sufficient support from the government in terms of subsidy, in terms of loan also, and government or a bank or financial institution should support them so that they can take such type of ventures. Integrated system can be adopted by them. So this is regarding my lecture, and I want to acknowledge this organizing institute, Regional Research and Technology Transfer Station, Vani Patna, and College of Veterinary Science and Animals Bhubaneswar for providing this, organizing such a nice program, national training for 21 days, as well as in National Agriculture Development Corporation Limited in Baramulla, J&K. Both institutes are organizing such type of activity regularly, and I am very thankful to directors, coordinators of this 21-day national training course, particularly organizing director Vani Shankar Nayak, then this course director and my ex-colleague of COS Rampurapala, Dr. Parag Acharya, and then organizing secretary Dr. Vibhuti Bhushan Sahu and Subhasri Das, and all the technical coordinator Dr. Vani Ghari, or training coordinator from Baramulla, NADCL, Dr. Aresha, and all the teachers, extension workers, and other participants who patiently listen this talk. I am very thankful to all of them. And if they have any questions, it is most welcome. I will try to give their answer. And thank you very much. Thank you for patience hearing. This
Thank
is
you,
all
sir.
my side.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir, for this beautiful lecture. Now the session is open for questionnaire. My dear participants, if you have any queries, kindly ask the questions. Any participants, please?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Aishwarya, a fourth year BBSC student. So my question is, how can farmer manage disease risk in pig without affecting water and fish health?
Actually, disease resist, he has to maintain the proper hygienic condition and biosecurity measures he has to adopt. And if according to economic status of the farmer, he can select such type of breeds as per its environment, as per his local condition, which are hardy. And he can contact the nearest training center or KVK and can get all the technical knowledge before starting any such type of venture. Because sometimes he has to deworm the animal, also he has to provide vaccination. So such type of basic skill he or she should be adopted when they go for such type of farming system. So it is better to be well aware, properly skilled, and then he should go for such type of venture.
Thank you, sir. Sir, my last question is, are there any seasonal challenges in maintaining such systems?
Yes, season challenges are there. If there is monsoon, then if the flooding will take place, then we can it can lead to predatory fish can come inside also, and overfish can also escape from our pond. Then particularly in summer season, the maintaining of water level is quite a challenge. If we are depend upon electricity or some their cut is there, then such type of challenge also there. Sometime marketing is especially particular season is low, and if we are have to sell our product in particularly on that area, time, then it is sometimes little challenging. So we have to plan accordingly so that we can remove or fish or we can sell the animals pig in that season when market is a little bit high, particularly during New Year or in festival season. And if we consider summer season in north or northwestern India, the summers are quite stressful for all humans and animals also, because temperature may soar up to 48 degrees centigrade. So under such situation, piggery are quite susceptible to thermal stress. If they are exerted, or they may lead to collapse or death also. So we have to provide them sprinklers, we have to spray them with cold water, we have to give them bellowing area so that they can maintain their body temperature, and provide proper ventilation also so that they can dissipate heat from their body and they can maintain themselves. So these are the common challenges generally we encounter.
Thank you, sir, for the clarification.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Dr. Sanapati from Agro Polytechnic Center, UT Chiplima. Sir, it's a very nice presentation, and it is most profitable one, irrespective of either having only one constant, that is marketing. So
Yes.
my inquiry is that, sir, suppose you are telling about the pouring of the pond, 500 kg, sorry, 5,000 kg of cow dung per hectare, or 1,000 kg of pig dung per hectare. So that it is almost 1/5 times compared to cow dung. So it is only due to the nutritive value of the differences in dung, or any difference?
No, because the pig, we also have a lot of food particle, undigested food particles, and quality of the pig dung is more utilized. It is quite good if we consider the production of plankton or